Hi there, and welcome back. It's a pleasure to always circle up and remind ourselves like where we are as seventh graders. My name is Miss Hodson. I am your virtual teacher, and we are in week 4, lesson 16. And this week we turned our attention to how exercise promotes the health of our brain. So our guiding questions always remain the same. We are looking at how is the adolescent brain changing, and how can I make an informed decision about an issue like screen time, and then effectively argue my position. So we're going to keep those two guiding questions in our mind as we get started today with lesson 16. You're going to need your distance learning packet and the article that we read yesterday. Research says exercise works out the brain as well as the body. You'll need the article and lesson 16 along with the lesson 16 note catcher. And you can see those pictures on your screen now. And you'll need a pencil. So go ahead and pause the video. Make sure you have these materials in front of you and push play again when you're ready to get started. All right, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at your learning targets for today. I can cite several pieces of text-based evidence to support an informational text. So the article that you are reading today is informational. It is full of research and knowledge, and it has its purpose. And so our note catcher is going to have us look at some text-based evidence and pull it out of the article, okay? So that is learning target number 1. The second one is I can determine the theme or central idea of an informational text. So we're going to, take something out of this text at the end of our note catcher and do some central concept or idea. And that's where we're going to get started today. So today, instead of reading the entire article, I'm going to have you work with a family member or a caregiver, maybe a friend, and I'd like you to look at the section of the text that is titled Better Attention, Memory, and Multitasking. I'm going to have you do some reading there. And as you do that, I really want you to think about how exercise benefits the brain as much as it benefits your heart. So we don't think about these things very much. Exercise is something that some people do, others maybe don't do as much. And we think about it purely from the aspect of good health. Your heart is healthy, your body is healthy, your body is strong, you are at a good weight, all of these things. But today, our article continues to dig in around the fact that exercise is actually good for your brain. So I want to keep that in your mind. And please think about how you and your friends and maybe family exercise, if you do or if you don't. I want you to be thinking about that, okay? So go ahead and go back to the reading, pause the video for about 10 minutes, maybe not quite that long. It's a pretty short section that we're going to do a close reading of today. So take your time, go to the section called Better Attention, Memory, and Multitasking. And it starts at the bottom of page 1 of your article and goes into page 2. Go ahead and pause here, and then we'll come back and have a conversation. All right, that's great. So as you read, I had you thinking about these kinds of things, are you exercising? Do your friends and family do any exercising? Because now I'd like you to talk with a family member or a caregiver, maybe a friend, about what kinds of exercise do you like the best? Notice I'm not really saying, do you like exercise, right? I am a person who might not love exercise all the time, but I can answer the question, what kinds of exercise do you like the best? I know what kind of exercise I like the best. So think about that and be ready to talk about it. Also, how can exercise help your body and brain? And how can you encourage others to exercise more? Maybe from that vantage point of how good it is for your brain, not just your heart and your body, but your head. Okay. So pause the recording, have that conversation, and come on back and we'll do the actual writing after that. All right, fantastic. What we're going to do now is have you get into the note catcher itself. It's going to say lesson 16. There are several sections to the note catcher, 5 sections, okay? And you're going to fill in the information that will support your understanding of the section that we just read. It's titled Better Attention, Memory, and Multitasking. So everything in our note catcher today comes from that section, not the whole article, but just that portion. So follow the prompts in each box to answer in this close reading activity. So for example, the first box really is asking about a specific neuroscientist and some details about her work. The second box asks, how does exercise help the brain? And that is specifically discussed in that one section of the reading. It then asks about Carl Kottman's research and those letters again, BDNF. And then how can you begin to exercise more regularly? This is like an extension of the article, thinking about your own life and thinking about what you've learned in the article and what you might want to do about your own health. And then you'll write a summary sentence that addresses the neurons, keeping the neurons, protecting them in the brain from injury. This is going to take you a little bit of time. I would set a timer for maybe 15 minutes. It's only one section of text, but there's some very deep questions here. And you want to pull things directly from the article, from that section, to fill in with this note catcher. And you will use this probably again tomorrow and possibly again a couple of days from now. So we're staying focused on this. So go ahead and pause the video and come on back and push play when you're ready to finish up the lesson after your note catcher's done. All right, see you soon. All right, welcome back. You know, it's hard work to go back in, but that's what close reading is. It's to reread a portion of text and get more deeply entrenched. And there were so many details in that particular section, from the scientists that were being interviewed to the concept of BDNF. And, you know, what are you going to do with that information? So having those opinions are really important. So I'd like you to share your note catcher with someone and explain what you learned about how exercise can support your attention, your memory, and your ability to multitask. So specifically, even attention in the work that you and I are doing together, in the work that you're doing virtually or at school or in the future, like your attention span. Exercise actually helps with that. And after you're done having that conversation, just remember to read for your own enjoyment another 20 minutes, maybe a book or some other piece of text, maybe something online or something you have around. And then with fluency practice today, I would ask you to have an adult read the text to you and follow along, and then practice the reading at least 2 times on your own today. We're really just reading and rereading to get more fluent with the ideas, the concepts, and even the vocabulary. I really appreciate your time today and look forward to seeing you again very soon. Make it a great day.